Yo, what's up, boys? So finally, we have the div cards. I've been grinding for 2 days now. We made about 110x. We bought all the divination cards, and I'm about to hand it in. And for basically, this video is going to be kind of like how I obtain the currency and a few tips and tricks for you guys to kind of crank up how much you're earning. Like, I think I got a few ones which people don't really think about, and I think it'll really help you guys like farm up a massive amount of exalts like we did. So here we go. Um, Bam, Headhunter acquired. Whew, that's like 40 hours, maybe not 40, like 35. Just went into this Headhunter. Okay, so really quickly, I just want to talk about how I did it. So I'll start off with just what maps I shaped. I did T11 Atoll, T12 Shaped Dunes, T13 Infested Valley, T14 Estuary, and then T15 Bog. Obviously, I have all the T10s complete, and there's a shitload of sextant blocking on my atlas. Getting spammed here. Um, so yeah, basically, first step, complete your atlas. Second step, shape your atlas. And then third step, you need to learn about sextant blocking and all of that. I'll have a video about that in the coming days, but just for the sake of like keeping this video short, I'm just going to assume you know how to sextant block and you've done that. Okay, so now we need to take a look at how to optimize those maps. So after you've done all your sextant blocking, you'll have a few choices between which ones you want to shape. The specific moneymaker for a lot of people is going to be in the top left-hand corner up here. You're either going to choose Atoll or you're going to choose Vault. You can't have both, obviously, because they conflict with each other here on the blocks. Okay, so if you choose Atoll, you're going to be farming up the Wind card, which is the Wind Ripper Divination card. And if you choose Vault, you're going to be farming up the Exalt Divination card. And both of them are valuable, and I think they're worth about the same in terms of that. The Hoarder, which is the 3 Exalt Divination card, is obviously worth a lot more, but I think the Wind drops far more often than that. Okay, so when comparing the two, why did I choose Atoll? The main reason I chose Atoll is because you can have 2 white sextants on Atoll. I think you can have, yeah, 0 white sextants on Vault. So that already takes my entry level on maps in terms of how much I'm investing in maps down a few chaos per map. So this is really important because that means every map I'm making 2 more chaos on top of basically a similar return to Vault. The XP in Atoll is obviously worse than Vault, but that's not what we're going for here. We're going for currency, just raw drops. So in terms of other things, Vault has 1 more sextant on it. It has 6, but that's not really too important because the more sextants you put on, the more expensive it is to sextant it because you're ripping all the good sextant mods out of the sextant pool. So I like 5, that's a pretty good number. Any more than that, and it gets very expensive to roll the good mods on it. So just moving on, you want to get yourself some item quantity gear. So perhaps Abysscos is a bit difficult to get, but Goldworm is very powerful. 20% quantity is nothing to scoff at. It's basically just straight up more currency. More currency drops, more uniques, more everything. So yeah, try and get as much item quantity on gear as possible. You can get it rolled on rings, I believe, and amulets if they're high enough item level with the new modifiers put in 3.1. So yeah, get as much item quantity as you can, and then you want to get a build which can run very quickly. It doesn't need to be EK, it can be KB, anything like that. So yeah, just pick a fast build, pick up item quantity, make sure your atlas is shaped, and then make sure you've blocked it all out, and then make sure you're picking a map which is either Atoll or Vault. So the next thing you need to do is build a reliable map pool. This is actually probably one of the most difficult things to do early on in the league because you can't just buy a bunch of maps for cheap. So I'm just going to quickly go over how I did that really fast. Let me just go to my map tab. So right now we have 20 atolls, 33 dunes, 15 infested valleys, 11 estuaries, and 7 bogs. So basically what I did to start off my map pool and grow it to this size is I started off with 70 maces, which is a tier 11 map on the Atlas up here. I bought them for 2 chaos each, so that's 140C investment at the start, but obviously I've created a map pool out of that. So it's just fine to buy a T11. Make sure your Atlas is fully shaped before you do, and then yeah, just run them all, and you will get some returns of your shaped maps. Then do those and move up the chain. When you're doing stuff like bog, you're going to be getting a lot of returns, like 2 to 3 maps per map is generally pretty standard from a T15 map. So you might get a few shaped T11s, a few shaped T13s from that. So that's really good. So next up, you need to know when to go hard as hell. And what I mean by that is you can roll specific sextant modifiers which are just incredibly lucrative. These two sextant modifiers are unique monsters have a chance to drop corrupted items, and the other one is hunted traders. Okay, so these two sextant mods are quite rare. I think I get 3 or 4 rolls a day on them. But when you get them, you need to capitalize because that's where you're going to make your massive amounts of money. So the unique map, so unique mobs drop corrupted items. If you roll that correctly, you will get 3 to 4 six links guaranteed in an atoll. Well, maybe not guaranteed, but you will generally get that many six links. I think we got on average about 4 per roll of that map mod. And then within infested trade, sorry, the traders map, I can't remember what it's exactly called, but it's called traders. Um, you'll just be getting tons of currency, tons of map returns, tons of everything. Okay, so basically how you want to capitalize on these is when you do get it, if it's on any map at all, put every single sextant on you can possibly put on and make sure it's a pack size sextant. So what do I mean by that? I mean, don't let it be an added box. Make sure it's like added fire monsters, added chaos monsters, all stuff like that. Because that's what's going to be able to like get the most gains out of. So make sure it's all pack size. Make sure that it's like all sextanted. So if you've got this one up here, Infested Valley, generally you'd only put one sextant on, but you'd put another one on. And then what you want to do is when you roll your map pool, like these 20 atolls, every time you do that, make sure you set aside every map which says beyond on it. So what I do is I generally go beyond, and then I'll take all the maps over there and set them to one side. That's because when you get these modifiers, you want to put those beyond maps in and then roll on the Zana mod beyond again. So you have double beyond. Okay, then next thing you want to do, check your friends list. You got any mates on? Get them in. Just say, hey, can I borrow like 10 minutes of your time? I just want to like make some massive gains here. If you need anything from me, that's fine. So what you want to do is get them in. Just say, hey, can you leave the loot? And then they'll generally be like, yeah, if they're your mates, why would they take it? And then that'll give you the massive amounts of quantity bonus on your drops. So it's like 250% more currency with 6 people in the party. And then that actually, to my knowledge, multiplies your magic find as well. So you're going to get like 500% currency potentially based on your magic find from some monsters. So like it's going to be massive gains, like huge gains. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to get a situation where the whole map is just going to be spamming currency or six links or something like that. And you're going to make a lot of your money from maps like that. Like I think we made 20x probably of our like full like Headhunter budget thing from maps like that. Like just the sheer amount of like drops you get is just incredible. The other thing is make sure you're alching all your maps and then make sure you're also chiseling them. You will get pretty much guaranteed returns at this point because 4 chisels is basically a chaos, and you will make that back as 20% of the loot of the map because that's basically what chisels do. It adds 20% quantity to the map. And then finally, I'm just going to go over a few kind of cheesy methods that I used to kind of get the loot. Sorry, the exalts. So basically, what I've been doing is I've been picking up every single rare and so every rare ring and amulet. And I got a few guys who do a lot of chaos recipe. So they come to me and I say, I'll give you 40 rare rings and amulets, and you give me 10 chaos. And they do that all day. They really like that deal. And I probably made a few exalts off that. Essences sell very well early on in the league. What you want to be doing is upgrading all your essences to shrieking essences, and then some of them sell for 7 or 8C as well. Furthermore, some divination cards, like the one I talked to you about earlier, the Wind, that sells for 10 chaos because it makes the Wind Ripper. And then what I've been doing with the Abyss Jewels is I'll pick all of them up, I'll put them in a 3 chaos tab, I'll ID all of them. I'll type in life. I'll grab all the life ones out. I'll put them in a 5 chaos tab, and then I'll do the same with energy shield because the life base on it is very valuable to people. They will pay that 5 chaos premium, and I sell a lot of them like that, so I probably made a couple exalts from just selling the eye jewels as well. The rest of the money that we made has come up from just like the currency we've made, so like fusings, raw exalt drops. I think we got about 15 raw exalts. We've gotten, I think, 10 divines. So yeah, just a lot of drops. Uniques sell really well early on in the league as well. So yeah, that's just a few tips on making money, and we finally did it. We got the Headhunter. It's been a pretty short journey, but it's been pretty fun. So yeah, I'll be doing another video just about how to incorporate the Headhunter into my build because I've currently been doing inspired learning, but I'll be swapping it over. That's another thing you really want to be doing if you're running these beyond maps is having inspired learnings. They'll really help you out with clearing those. Otherwise, they can be quite difficult. Just a quick shout out to just the people who have like kind of grid with me along the way. I love those guys. Um, really good team. A few of them have come and gone, but like a few of them have stuck with me the whole time. So basically, what my setup has been is just me. I've been running most of the time with a curse support. He's been playing champion, just ice shot curses, and then sometimes we've gotten a necro in for the auras as well. So that's been really good. Hopefully you guys are having a great league. There'll be tons more videos to come now because I've got my Headhunter. That's kind of my league goal completed. So I'm going to be doing a lot more experimenting, a lot more informational guides on Sextants, the Atlas, all your options and stuff like that. So expect a lot more content coming up in the future. Thanks, guys. Cheers.